The station that never appears twice. The first time anyone mentioned the station online, nobody believed him. The post appeared on a small Long Island commuter forum at 3:11 in the morning. Buried between train delays and complaints about weekend schedules was a thread titled, "Has anyone ever seen the extra stop?" Most people ignored it, a few laughed at it, but the user attached 3 photographs. The first showed the inside of an empty Long Island Railroad car. Nothing unusual at first glance. Dim yellow lighting, fogged windows, empty blue seats stretching into darkness. The second photo showed a platform outside the train. No station name, no advertisements, no people, just a single overhead light glowing through dense fog. The third image was the one people couldn't explain. Mounted on a rusted pillar near the edge of the platform was a station sign partially obscured by static distortion from the camera itself. Only 4 letters could be read clearly, WAYN. The original poster claimed he had boarded a late night westbound train near Montauk after missing the final express to Penn Station. According to him, sometime after 1:40 a.m., the train slowed unexpectedly in an area where there should have been no stop at all. Then the conductor walked through the car and quietly said, "Wayne Station, 2-minute transfer." Nobody else on the train reacted. The poster said he looked outside expecting a normal platform. Instead, he saw fog so dense it looked almost solid. No buildings, no roads, no parking lot, only one platform stretching endlessly into darkness. He claimed the station wasn't listed on any map, and when he later checked the train route online, there was no mention of a Wayne Station anywhere on Long Island. The post gained attention for about 2 days before the account vanished completely. No replies, no updates, no activity ever again, but people saved the photographs, and over the next several years more stories started appearing. Always the same details: late night train, heavy fog, empty cars, an unscheduled stop, Wayne Station. Some passengers described hearing faint music outside the train while stopped there. Others reported old-fashioned station lights that looked decades out of date. One person claimed the platform clocks displayed different times depending on where you stood. Another said he briefly stepped onto the platform and felt like the air itself sounded wrong, as if the station had no ambient noise at all. No wind, no insects, no distant traffic, only the electrical hum of overhead lights. Then there were the videos. Most were obviously fake. Edited footage, cheap horror clips, internet creepypasta nonsense, but one recording drew serious attention. It surfaced in 2021 from a commuter who uploaded the footage accidentally while posting train videos to his photography channel. The clip lasted only 47 seconds. At first, it seemed normal. Rain streaked across the train window while passengers sat silently inside the darkened car. Then the train slowed. Outside the window appeared a platform no one recognized. The station sign came into frame for less than 2 seconds, Wayne Station. The video glitched violently as the train stopped. Audio distortion flooded the recording, and just before the clip ended, the camera captured something standing near the edge of the platform. A person, perfectly still, facing the train, not moving. The comments exploded immediately. Some viewers thought it was an editing trick. Others became fixated on the figure itself. Because according to dozens of comments, the person standing on the platform looked strangely familiar. People claimed the figure resembled someone they knew, an old teacher, a relative, a friend from years ago. One commenter insisted the figure looked exactly like his father, who had moved away decades earlier. Another said the person resembled her older brother. But when viewers compared screenshots, the figure appeared different in every upload, almost as if the image changed depending on who watched it. The original uploader eventually deleted the video after posting a final comment: "I don't remember filming this stop." That message only intensified the mystery. online investigators started examining old Lur maps, searching for any abandoned stations with similar names. Nothing matched. No Wayne station had ever officially existed anywhere on Long Island rail records. Yet reports continued, especially during heavy fog near winter. A retired conductor anonymously claimed employees occasionally discussed phantom stops during overnight shifts. Most dismissed them as exhaustion or misread signals. But according to him, there was one unofficial rule older conductors quietly followed. If an unknown stop appeared on the route after midnight, do not exit the train. He refused to elaborate further. Months later, another account surfaced, this time from a college student traveling home from Manhattan after a concert. He claimed he woke suddenly during the ride because the train had gone completely silent, not quieter, silent, no wheel noise, no vibration, nothing. The train appeared motionless outside a platform covered in fog. He said several passengers around him were asleep, but one older woman near the front of the car was staring directly out the window without blinking. Then the overhead speaker crackled. Wayne Station. The student later wrote that something about the announcement disturbed him immediately. Not the words, the voice. According to him, the conductor's voice sounded unusually slow, almost stretched apart unnaturally, as if the audio itself had been slowed down. He glanced outside and noticed something even stranger. The platform benches appeared wet, as though it had recently rained, but the fog around them wasn't moving at all, not drifting, not shifting, completely frozen. Then he noticed several figures farther down the platform, standing beneath the lights, not moving. At first he assumed they were commuters waiting for the train, until he realized none of them were facing the tracks. Every figure stood facing away from the train entirely, motionless. The student said the train doors opened for roughly 15 seconds. Nobody entered, nobody exited, then the doors closed again. As the train began moving, one of the figures slowly turned its head toward the window. The student immediately lowered his phone and stopped recording. When he finally reached Penn Station, he checked the video. The platform was visible, the fog was visible, but the figures were gone, completely absent from the footage. Only one detail remained, near the end of the clip, faintly reflected in the train window behind him. Someone appeared seated directly across from him, watching. The student insisted the seat had been empty the entire ride. The video spread briefly online before disappearing 2 days later. Accounts reposting it claimed the footage became corrupted after download. Others said their uploads kept getting automatically removed. One user claimed freezing the final frame revealed faint letters reflected backward in the glass Wayne Station. The mystery might have faded entirely if not for what happened last November. A college student from Queens uploaded a series of photographs taken during a late night ride home after visiting friends in Long Beach. The first images showed normal stations, Jamaica, Babylon, Massapequa. Then came 3 photographs taken at 1:53 a.m. The platform outside the train was barely visible through thick fog, but hanging above the station bench was a clock. The time displayed on the clock read 11:08 p.m., not 1:53, 11:08. Investigators online initially assumed the station clock was broken, until someone noticed something worse. The student's phone metadata showed the photos had indeed been taken at 1:53 a.m., but reflected faintly in the train window behind him was another clock inside the train itself. That clock also displayed 11:08. For nearly 2 hours, every visible clock in the photographs showed the wrong time. The student later claimed he had no memory of taking the images at all. He remembered boarding the train, then waking up at Penn Station with his phone battery nearly dead. That was it. No memory of Wayne Station, no memory of stopping, no memory of the fog. After the photos spread online, internet forums became obsessed with a new theory. Wayne Station wasn't abandoned, it wasn't hidden, it simply didn't appear every night. Some believed it only emerged under specific weather conditions. Others believed exhausted passengers somehow hallucinated the same place independently. But the strangest theory came from a former transit employee who sent an anonymous email to a paranormal podcast in early February. The email contained only 3 sentences. There are routes no longer printed. Some trains still follow them, and if the platform lights are on, do not look outside. The sender never responded again. The podcast host later admitted he thought it was just another creepy submission for the show. Until one listener emailed him a photograph 2 weeks later. A photograph taken from inside a train, fog covering the windows, empty seats, and outside, barely visible beneath a flickering overhead light, a station sign, Wayne Station. What frightened viewers wasn't the sign, it was the reflection in the train window, because reflected behind the photographer, sitting silently in the seat directly across the aisle, was the same motionless figure seen in the original 2021 video. Watching him, the image spread across forums for days before mysteriously disappearing from nearly every repost. Some claimed copyright removals, others insisted the image itself was somehow corrupting. But one detail remained consistent among everyone who claimed to see the original upload before it vanished. The figure never appeared to be looking at the camera. It always appeared to be looking at something just behind the person taking the photograph, and according to dozens of late-night commuters online. If you ever hear the conductor announce Wayne Station after midnight, you should never acknowledge the stop, never look directly onto the platform, and whatever you do, do not step off the train.